Hey everybody, I'm back. My camera quit on me, so I had to restart the video, and then it got rid of the video that I just did. It was like, I am going to do this. So, in the last video, I was tying the bow and getting ready to add the medallion with this, and I just went ahead and added it. So, that's basically all you do is you just put your piece on and your cutout that you cut out from your designer series paper, and then you just add it to a piece of cardstock as your base. And if you want it to be a gift card holder, this is what you need to do. You need to cut your paper at 5.5 by 10.5. Then you're going to score at 4.25, 8.5, and then you'll have a little flap left over at the bottom for your gift card, and then you can just put a piece of designer series paper along the bottom and then just some tear and tape on both ends so that it will create that pocket for you. So then you just add your really pretty shaker card piece to the front. You know, you do have to put some adhesive on here. I'm just going to wait and do it in a, at another time, just so my camera doesn't throw me out again. So you just add that and you are good to go. I absolutely love this card, and I love shaker cards, and I have another one ready to go, so I'll be doing that later. I'm going to put these to the side, but I have another shaker card for you, and it is different, and I'm going to show it to you. I love it too. I love everything, I think. So this one is a little different, and of course it's not made with the envelope like before. You can use your my brain went blank. You can use your dimensional strips and go around the circles in the back, but sometimes it's hard to force that, and I want it to be easier. So I'm going to show you what I came up with. I'm sure that somebody else has come up with this, but I was thinking, why not? Why couldn't I cut a circle out of the new foam adhesive sheets that we have? And those do come in, you get 6 of those in a package, and it gives you quite a bit to play with. So I'm going to show you how I did this. So let me this is the little baby cut and emboss. Look how sweet it is. It's so tiny, but it fits on your desk really nicely. So this is the foam adhesive sheets I was telling you about, and they come, in this package, and when you get them, they will be like this, and they're just like our dimensionals, but they're a full sheet. So they are like 4.5 by 4.5, and here's what I did. So I'm going to take a piece of wax paper just to see if that helps this release better. But I took the die, and this is from the Stitch Shapes again, because I love that set. And I just put the one that I cut the shape out, is the one that's on the inside, and then this is the next biggest one. So then I took washi tape and I put them together so that if I want to cut out a bunch of these, I don't have to worry about it, moving all over the place. So I'm going to I cut a piece of this foam adhesive sheet, and then I'll just I'm going to lay down my wax paper to see if it'll come off easier. And then I'm going to put the top on and run it through. Oops. So you just crank it through and crank it back. And just bring it out. Oh, well, it did. So you'll have this piece in the center, and you can put it aside for something else. And then here is your piece that it cut out. So how cool is that? So I'm going to put this to the side so that I don't lose it, because I did cut some other ones out. And what you need to do is I went ahead and I put a window sheet on the back side, and then you'll just turn it over and you'll try to get this on there as close as possible, because it is the exact size of that cutout. So you might have to kind of play with it a little bit. If you want to take something and make sure, you know, if you look at the front and it looks like it's, you can see it from the front really, you know, bad, just push it back with something, you know, push it back with your pick tool, or this is a stylus that I have laying on my desk. I have stuff laying all over my desk. But just take the protective layer off. And then just lay it on there. Try not to push it down. Yeah, as I say that, and it jumps on there all by itself. But you can see, you might need to force it a little more with your bone folder. But, you know, just push it back. And you can look at it from the front and just push it back a little bit more. Just make sure you don't hit the top of the adhesive, because that's, you know, it's the sticky part. And you don't want to take all the sticky off, because you do want it to stick really well. So let's lay this one down. Oh, that one did pretty good. And then take the adhesive off. You can leave it on if you want to until you get your sprinkles in, but I just, you know, I like to live dangerously and just, yeah, that looks pretty good. So then you take your sprinkles. Let's get some of our tools out of the way with your handy dandy little spoon here. And you just want to pour some in. And it's just how many ever you like, you know. Put these back in there. Don't want to lose any. We don't want to waste any of them, right? So just make sure that they're down. And then you want to take another window sheet. And that's always a good thing when you're making shaker cards like this, to put one on the bottom to cover it, and then one on the top. And that way you can see what you're doing, you know, when it comes to the next layer. So just press these down, and then they're all sandwiched in there. And another good thing is you don't have to put any extra dimensions on here, because it helps prop it up. And then you can just put your glue on here. Just make sure that it's all nice and tight. I need to push this one down a little bit. Looks like it wants to stick out the top. You know, there's always a way to fix things. You can always figure it out. Okay, nice. Isn't that cool? Love it. So then you come in with your designer series paper. And I love the sprinkles on this side. So all you want to do is you want to add some glue. A little more on the top. Okay. And then see, this way you can see where you're going to lay your piece down, and you don't have to worry about it. You know exactly where it's going to be. Put it that way. And then on here, remember the ribbon that I showed you how to make a while ago with the re-inker and the shimmer paint? Let me see if my piece is dry that we did a while ago. Yep, dry enough. So you just want to cut a piece of it at an angle. Let's see, how much do I need? I don't want to waste it, it's so pretty. Oh, I think we can use it. We'll just double it and cut it at an angle. Okay. And then just lay it right here. And if you want to, let's see if we can do this. just a little piece of tape maybe. Put a little piece of tape here. And then that way it'll stay down. Okay. I think I'm going to have to cut that because it's still too long. Isn't that pretty? It just looks like copper. Love it. Okay, so let's throw these pieces away. Still a little wet, but it's okay. So I've got my other pieces in here. And what I did is I cut the ice cream cone out, and then some of the foam adhesive sheet that I had left, I just put it on the back of my ice cream cone. And you just pop it right over top of that. And then you have your "You're So Cool." And you'll just trim it a little bit. If you cut a bunch of them, then you have them, and you know, when you go to make another card, they're already done. So we'll need another dimensional. Always keep everything handy right here. Put a dimensional on there, and then just pop it there so you can still see the ribbon. Oops. Okay. Isn't that neat? I love it. Love this card. Okay. I'm going to put this to the side because I am going to make some more of these later. Keep all my stuff together. All over here. Oops, put that over there too. I'm going to show you a couple other cards that I made. I love this next one. I love it all. I always say that. I love them all. So this is the envelope that I did the flicking on with my shimmer paint, re-inker, and Wink of Stella pen. And this is the card that I made. Isn't this pretty? Love this card. And it's just a different card. So when they get it, it'll set up on their desk if you don't put it on the envelope. And isn't that pretty? And then you open it up, and inside I've put a place for a gift card and also a place that you can write a note. And I did the inside with all the paper, with the designer series paper. And then on the other side, I just did this one so far. I'll probably come back and do the other two as well. But when you're looking at it from the front, all you see is that one. So you don't really have to do the back sides of these if you don't want to, but sometimes they just feel kind of naked if you don't. So I'm going to put this back in the envelope. Tie the ribbon back. And I did put it under there, underneath that piece, so that it would hold it down. And you don't have to put any glue anywhere else on your ribbon, because you always run the risk of making it sticky where you don't want it to be sticky, and you know, that just is not what you want. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. So the next project is a gift that you can give to somebody. And this is one of our mini paper pumpkin boxes, and I just covered it with some more of the designer series paper and made a belly band, and it just slides off. I think I made it a little too tight, but it just pulls off. And these pieces right here, I used the So Sentimental because a lot of the images in there will go really well with this set. The Yummylicious is the one I used. And then this calls for confetti, and then there's some confetti right there. So, and it comes, you know, you can get the bundle. I don't know if they unbundled this or not. They might have unbundled this, but you can get both pieces. And it has these lovely dies in there, and that's what I used for this piece right here. And then I used this one for the Yummylicious. And this piece right here, I did the marker to stamp technique that I was telling you about. Let me show you that real quick before we move on. And you just take a piece of paper, and this is the shimmery white cardstock, which I love, and you just use your markers. This is the Old Olive and the Blackberry Bliss, and you just color where you want. Like, I want this to be the Old Olive, the top and the bottom, medallions. And then the centerpiece that says Yumalicious, I want it to be the Blackberry Bliss. So you just color it in. And on this one right here, I actually heat embossed it with clear embossing because I know that it's going to be touched a lot and I don't want to take any chances of it being smeared. So you just stamp it and then you'll cut it out with your die. And if you were going to, right now is when you would take your clear embossing powder and heat emboss that. Isn't that pretty? I just love it when you can get different colors, and sometimes we forget to use our markers, and that's a really good way to use them so that you get different colors. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to show you what I made for the inside of this box. So I made a bunch of little cards to go in here, and I was thinking after I did it that I really needed to put something in here so that I could put a gift card, and I'm probably going to go back and put some more designer series paper in here and then make a little pocket for a gift card in here. I think that would be really nice if I could get one from Pavs or Dairy Queen or Chill. I like to try to go to the places that are in Medina to support them, so Chill would be a really good one. So I'm going to show you the cards that I made. I love this paper. If you remember when we were having so much fun with the Brusho crystals, where you spritz the water on the cardstock and then put the crystals on there, and it just makes these fabulous works of art. So that's what this reminds me of. But these are our note cards, and they're 3.5 by 5. And right now the only ones that we have are the Very Vanilla, and they come 20 in a package, and you get the note cards and the envelopes that go with them. So those ones you can still get in the numbers 144236, and they are $7. So then the next one that I did it in the Seafoam green, and then I forgot to put a piece behind it, but it looks good without a piece behind the designer series paper. And then I heat embossed the Happy Birthday with the Blackberry Bliss and clear embossing powder. So the next one, this is the Balmy Blue, and this was fun. I stamped Treat Yourself in the Blackberry Bliss, and then I put white embossing powder on top of it, and if you can see it, it looks like the Blackberry Bliss is peeking through, and then I did some of the sprinkles on top of that just to mimic the sprinkles. And then I did this one in Seafoam and Flirty Flamingo, and then Flirty Flamingo is heat embossed on Purple Posy. I am a true fan of Purple Posy now, but I love this card, and I'll show you real quick the pieces that I used to make these cards. So this is the note card, the 3.5 by 5, and then a piece of the Seafoam cut to the same 3.5 by 5, and then a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and I think it's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then just like an 1/8 smaller is the designer series paper, and then whatever size you need to go across depending on what sentiment you want to use, and I used the Happy Birthday. So this one I will finish it up and add it to the box, and then I'll be making some more. I think it would be cute to make a card with this Yummylicious and put in there too, so that way it'll play on that. But again, this is the Ice Cream Corner Suite, and it's $56, and you